loves, welcome to my channel. My name is Liv, and today I'm gonna talk about my Costa Rica trip with my mom. And I've been battling the whole day trying to figure out what am I gonna talk about? What is the smart subject that I have to say to contribute my wisdom to the world? And actually, I don't really have any wisdom prepared. Let's see what comes out. All I know is I'm learning that I am a manifester in my human design, and my throat chakra is very active, and it has the storytelling channel, and I'm really good at storytelling, and maybe this story will inspire you. It had been 2 years since I saw my mom. Last time I saw my mom was in a quick trip that I went to Brazil for Christmas, and I was missing her. This is for me a really good omen because my relationship with my mom has been very conflicting. I remember growing up as a teenager and actually saying I hate my mom, and I had many problems with my mom. Some of them are normal problems, some of them I exaggerated, some of them were very traumatic. I just remember growing up and just always having some kind of friction with my mom. A lot has to do with the codependency that I talked in another video. For me to schedule a 12-day trip to Costa Rica with my mom was like scary. Because yes, it's great to go on vacation with your mom, but 12 days straight, it's a lot of time. But since my relationship with my mom had gotten a lot better in the last few years, actually since 2020, there was a lot of evolution between both of us. I did a lot of healing on myself. She did a lot of healing on herself. We've both been on a spiritual journey, on a healing path, on a way to be more tolerant, loving, kind to the world and to one another. And we've been having a betterment in our relationship ever since. And I was missing her. It had been 2 years. I was starting to really feel in my heart this pain of not being around my mom and not understanding why, because she lives in Brazil, I live in Miami. And finally I said, Mom, we have to meet. My mom has this thing that she does not like the United States a lot. So she let her visa expire, so it's not like she could come see me in Miami. And I couldn't really go all the way to Florianopolis, which is where she lives, because it's far. So I said, let's meet halfway. And she suggested Costa Rica. So we went to Costa Rica. First of all, let me tell you that I went to Costa Rica 2 days before because there was some kind of miscommunication between her and I, and then the dates got messed up, but I had already booked my flights. The day she was going to arrive, I had it in my mind, super correct. My whole setup was to go to the airport early, rent a car, pick her up in the car, and we would drive to the mountains. But I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was my anxiety, my ADHD, all mixed together. That was the one night that I couldn't sleep well, that I woke up late, that I went to the airport at the time her flight supposedly arrived. I didn't go to rent a car before, and her flight had arrived like 15 minutes earlier. So when I got there, she was like outside sitting desperate, waiting for me, didn't have any internet in her Brazilian phone. And she was like, oh my God, where's my daughter? And I was just, brokenhearted. I already felt this guilt, like, shit, I already messed up the trip day one. But I took a deep breath and I said, I'm sorry, Mom, I'm late, but the flight came early. I should have calculated things better, but I didn't. And I was like, my codependency was really kicking in. And I felt terrible for not being there for her, like to welcome her. When you're coming to a strange country and you're like, Mom, with flowers and balloons, but that image that was in my head, my fantasy self, didn't happen. We went to the rental car company, and we get to the rental car, and they're trying to scam me. I mean, Costa Rica, let me tell you, they're always trying to scam you. It's whatever. And I said, no, I'm not going to pay this much money for a rental car. Thank you so much. Let's go. My mom started getting a lot of stress out of this situation. I guess she was already stressed. She was flying. She hadn't traveled in 2 years. Normally she travels a lot, but She had been stuck for 2 years and now she's traveling for the first time. I was already late. Then we add the stress of like they're trying to scam me. She doesn't like that at all. I said, okay, let's go back to the hotel. I had a hotel and we'll figure it out from there. And my mom is very controlling. I guess I am too. But she was really trying to control the situation and be like, oh, let's do it. Like, I said, Mom, don't worry about it. I will figure it out. I have ways to do this. And I do. I mean, I have traveled all over the world. I can rent a car. I just wasn't aware that in Costa Rica, they're really scammy. There are places in the world and there are things that I can do around it. But okay, so I had to really go around it. Finally got another car. Of course, I got scammed still, but a lot less scammed. Not scammed by money, but they gave me like the shittiest car ever. But I was just like, okay, whatever. We went to the volcano. So she landed in San Jose that night. We go to the volcano, the Arenal. And so far, everything was okay. We had those 2 hiccups, and then we go to the volcano, and I nailed it on the hotel that I got. I don't know how. She just told me, I want to see the volcano. I got it like a cute little cabin in a garden with wood. She loves wood, and I knew she would love that little place. And I nailed it because we arrived there at night, and it was beautiful. Even at night, like the wooden little cabin was great. But then in the morning when we woke up, we opened the windows of the cabin, and right there in front of us was the volcano. And I was like, ka-ching! I did not plan this, but she thought I did, and I'm like, yeah, of course. Of course. She was very happy to see the volcano, like check mark number 1. And by the way, my mom is a manifesting generator, and this woman has energy. And when she wants to travel, she wants to see the whole country in a week. And I remember before on a trip that we did to Napa Valley when I lived in LA, we were going. Like in 3-4 days, we went from LA to San Francisco, to Carmel, to Napa Valley, to see the sequoias, the park, to see the mountain. I know, what was the park? There's a park there. Anyhow, all of this in California. So we were driving like crazy for 5 days, and I was exhausted. And I said to her, Mom, in Costa Rica, we need to take it, chill. We're not going to go crazy driving every day. But she did want to. My mom's idea is like, let's explore the whole country. We have a car. We're going to go north to south to this to there. But I don't think she knew that the roads in Costa Rica are terrible. So from San Jose to get to this volcano, it took us 5 hours. Supposedly it was 3, but the roads are really not roads. They're kind of like tracks. And so we got there around night. She was a little stressed driving at night because they're really narrow roads with big trucks coming everywhere. It's a little dangerous. Anyhow, we did the volcano, waterfall, the Fortuna was really nice. And we had breakfast, we had lunch, we were having a great time. And then the next day we went to the thermal water spa. We just relaxed the whole day. And then the day after, 3 days later, we were supposed to go to Nosara from the Arenales volcano, which was supposed to be another 5-hour drive. And ended up being like 7. Hello, Costa Rica. And we had rented together, because I took her opinion. Together we went on Airbnb. We rented this beautiful, dream-like yoga resort with yoga every day and vegan breakfast and everything that we wanted to have. Oh, you want to come out? Come, Luna, come. We got a dog. We got Luna. Hello, say hi to my YouTube. Hi. Yay. This is not my dog. I don't have a dog. I'm a cat person. You want to go where? Oh, there? Okay. I'm pet sitting. Anyhow, we drive down to Nosara to our paradise, to our little yoga resort. And when we get there, it's getting dark. The place looks abandoned. Right from the get-go, we look at the gates. It's like, okay. The roads to get there are weird. The place looks weird, has this very eerie vibe. And it's pretty abandoned with like cats all over the place. I was thinking it was going to have a lot of people, like a community. No one was there, like crickets. So I started exploring and I find the cabin that supposedly I rented on Airbnb. I open it thinking, maybe people are out on a tour and this is gonna be like great. It's empty, it's all empty, and it's ugly, dirty, like disgusting dirty. The sheets, there are stains everywhere, this like dirt, not stains, dirt. And I was like, oh my God, my mom is gonna freak out when she sees this. So I was trying to see what was gonna happen, trying to contact the owner. He sends this guy there, this random dude, is not the owner. Oh yeah, we prepared another cabin for you because the cabin you had was not ready. Of course it wasn't, it was very dirty. And I was just still open-minded. My mom was already freaking out, saying, no, I don't want to stay here. This is ridiculous. This is not well maintained. This is terrible. This does not look like the pictures at all. And it didn't. So I'm like, okay, you're right, but let's just take it easy. Let's see. We go to this cabin that they upgraded us. And it was still terrible. And my mom is, at this moment, she's like, no, this guy is going to kill us. And she's speaking in Portuguese. So I look at the guy, the one presenting us, he's from Costa Rica. I'm like, are you going to kill us? And he's like, what? No. And I'm like, Mom, he's not going to kill us. And to me, this is an adventure. I was pretty much like, yeah, it's a little dirty, but we could stay a night and then we can get our money back and find another place. But at least let's stay tonight because I'm tired of driving 7 hours. She's like, never, I'm not going to stay here tonight. Rah! And then she goes a little dramatic on me. I'm like, okay, Mom, that's fine. Let's go. But we don't have internet. We're running out of gas, and we don't have a place to stay, and we're in the middle of the jungle, you know. It's getting dark. You don't want to drive at night. And now we're in a really, she's like, I want to get out of here. Okay. So we get out of there, driving. I'm trying to drive fast in a dirt road to get to the gas station. The dirt road doesn't really have a separation of lanes. And at some point, some quad bike almost hit us straight up because it was trying to pass the other car. So it was like this car coming, the quad coming straight at me. I'm going, and then it was just like, zoo! Like accident almost by a millisecond, didn't happen. I was just like, okay, this is getting really intense. And my mom is really feeling it. I don't know if she's sensitive from not having her boundaries or whatever is happening with her. She's really feeling it. Somebody's here. Hello. Where was I? I got interrupted. Somebody came to bring baklava to my friends. Okay, we almost have an accident. We finally make it to the first gas station. It's in Nosara. Put gas in the car, and I go to rent the second option I had on Airbnb. And I was a little nervous because I was feeling like my mom was suffering. I was nervous for her, not for the situation. The situation, I was like, okay, whatever. I'm safe. I've had worse, honestly. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I had worse. So I'm just, okay, renting the place. We go to this little cabin and by the beach. It's beautiful. It had great reviews on Airbnb. But obviously my mom is already a little burnt. So she gets there and she starts complaining about everything. And it actually had this bio toilet that you have to pump the toilet. I didn't notice that on Airbnb. I was just like trying to get this as fast as possible. And apparently this is a thing in Costa Rica. And my mom was just like, and she was like nervous from traveling. So she had her intestine a little stuck, and everything was stuck. And everything was just going a lot wrong in her view. In my view, I was just, okay, some hiccups, let's keep going. We went to sleep, and we didn't have lots of food for dinner. We just had some snacks, some cheese, and some whatever we bought on the road. I immediately fell asleep. My mom did not. She was up the whole night. I only realized this like around 3 a.m. when I woke up, and I was like, what is going on? What is all this noise? My mom was throwing up on the floor. She was feeling sick to her stomach. She was having an ayahuasca episode, because I've done ayahuasca. Is exactly what it looked like she was doing. She didn't drink any ayahuasca. Of course, she had cheese and stress. And she was going through some kind of spiritual awakening because her emotions were all over the place. She was having revelations. She was not at all, the person I know as my mother for 43 years. Not at all. I could have been very scared, but very surprisingly, I was calm. I was calm. I was looking at the situation, and it felt like we were in this jungle house, she and I, and it felt like a past life was emerging. A past life where I was a healer and she was whatever. So, my shamanic powers, which I am a little bit of a witch, of course. I was born in Florianopolis, the island of the witches, and I've had already many experiences in my life of healing little animals and doing my best. And many psychics have told me that I have healing powers in my hands, but it's not like I have taken it seriously enough. But I've done some classes of pranic healing, and I've read a lot of books about healing. So I totally, in a mind concept, understand how it works, but I never had to save my mom's life with my healing powers. And it's not like I felt it was this dramatic. I'm telling you, at the time I was really focused and calm, and I just kept putting my hands on her and I realized she was having some kind of spiritual journey, because it was really weird with chills and cold and sweaty, and a lot was going on. And I just kept rubbing my hands on her spine from bottom to up to raise the frequency, to unblock the chakras, to clean. I was doing whatever I could, pranic healing, to clean her throat, her, whatever, her stomach she was going wrong. So I was doing all this cleansing and praying at the same time and giving her ginger tea. And for 2-3 days, my mom is always this person saying, "Oh, don't do that, do this, do that, do that," all the time. Controlling every little action I did. For 3 days, she didn't. She was just laying down. She didn't eat much. She didn't go to the bathroom. She was just like, she was scared. She was scared, and she was very fragile. And I have never seen my mom, who's like a strong woman, fragile like that, really needing care and help. And it really made me humble in a way. On one side, I was very happy that this was happening, because this was exactly what I wanted, just to spend time with my mom, relaxed, not doing much. And this is exactly what we did. I was cooking for her. We were just chilling in this cabin with the bird sounds, the jungle sounds, the ocean sounds, because it was close to the ocean. Sleeping early, waking up early. She wasn't sleeping much either. So in my view, it was a perfect bonding time between both of us. Oh, and let me tell you that my mom has the moon in Mars. In astrocartography, Costa Rica was her Mars line. For me, it was my Venus line. So I was like, oh, everything is beautiful. Oh, I love life. And Jupiter line, which is like, oh, everything is amazing. And for hers, it was like the Mars line. No, you're going to deal with your emotions, with yourself. Rah. So it was so funny how we both met in Costa Rica, but we didn't really meet at the same story. The location was exactly the same, but she was having a terrible time and I was having a great time. And I'm sorry she had to suffer, but it was very interesting to see our dynamic when she was not playing the strong role. It flipped, and I was taking care of her. I was playing the mom role. She was playing the daughter role. And there were some moments there that I felt the spirit of my grandmother, who passed away a couple of years ago, there, influencing the dynamic. I believe that in a subconscious level, with all of this happening, there was a lot of healing going on for myself, for my mom. At the time, I didn't see it for myself so much. I realized that she was going through something much deeper than me and getting a lot of healing. For me, I see it now, and I'll tell you in a little bit. After 4 days of just nothingness, she recovered and she started telling me what to do, and I'm like, oh, you're better. You're already bossing me around. That means you're feeling better. Okay, let's do this, But I had a good break for 3 days. So I'm like, I even told her, I'm so happy you were sick because you were so kind and nice and sweet to me. And we were just bonding and we didn't have to fight because you're telling me what to do, and I hate you telling me what to do. So now we're like, amazing. I'm sorry you were sick for this. But, she was laughing afterwards. We visited a beach or two, and then we took the car back to San Jose, where I had booked this beautiful Marriott hotel for her for 5 days. And we enjoyed it a lot. We took it easy. She's normally full of energy, doing lots of things, like I said before. And me, I want to relax. I want to have a vacation where it's just nothing. I don't do anything. But we were able to meet halfway, where one day we would just chill and relax and go to the spa, and then the next day we visit the market, and then another day relaxed, and the other day visit a coffee plantation. But this was the first time I had a very peaceful time with my mom. Sometimes when I think that I haven't accomplished much in my life, at least I have been able to heal most of the relationship with my mom, and I'm very proud of that, because now I can spend time with the woman that gave birth to me. I can honor her, I can be her friend, and I can love her and accept her for who she is. And that's something that a few years ago, it felt impossible. It felt like it would never, ever, ever happen. I am very proud of my evolution regarding that, and her evolution as well, because it hasn't been a one-way street. I changed, she changed, and we met halfway in a way. But I had to change first, because all of the years that I was just pointing the finger at her to change, that didn't work. Codependency, that doesn't work. You cannot change the other person. You can change yourself, and your change is an invitation for the other person to go on their journey. Not because they want to be there with you, but because they see the change in you, and they're like, Mahatma Gandhi says, be the change you want to be in the world, because when you change, you inspire others. Not only you give permission slip, which is like, yeah, it's possible to change, you inspire others. And one of the things that my mom said that was so super cute, that I inspire her, and she's not much of a complimenter to me, but she complimented me. She's like, she brought these cute little outfits, a dress, and she says, I see you always with a cute outfit, and it makes the picture look so nice. So I brought nice outfits to do all these pictures in Costa Rica with you. So it looks great in the memories, And my mom wasn't this person. And it's so funny how we both have the Venus in Gemini. So we both are supposed to be dressing the aesthetics of Venus in Gemini, which is polka dots, stripes, colorful, rainbows, yellow, colors. Here we go. Colors. Venus in Gemini. Yes. I was noticing that when she told me this, I was checking her natal chart, and I realized, you have Venus in Gemini, so you actually are supposed to be like me, like super extravagant in my dressing. Not today, but normally I'm wearing bold colors and bold outfits, and it's all about the outfits for me. And she says I inspire her, and then I realized she has Venus in Gemini. So I said, you're supposed to dress like this too. We have that similarity between us. And she told me that first time she moved to Portugal many, many years ago, when I was 8, in 1989, don't calculate. She came to Portugal with a bright pair of orange jeans, and everybody was just like, what is this? Because Portugal was very conservative in the 80s. Still is, but less now. But imagine. And she realized that that was not going to help her. She diminished herself to fit in. So she started wearing only black and gray and beige. And I remember her closet was all gray. And gray is not the color for our skin tone. Definitely not my skin tone color. And she cut herself in so many ways to fit into a society that judges, especially in Portugal. And she had to come to Costa Rica to realize all that, because we had amazing conversations talking about this. She looks so much more free now than what she was when she was in her 30s and 40s, that I witnessed her, that I was really living with her as a mother, because I was a teenager. And I'm so proud of her to really become the woman that she is. And I'm very honored that I was able to inspire my mom to be herself. To be herself, because that's what you need to be, is yourself. And if you have the moon, the Venus in Gemini, be inspired by me. I have the Venus in Gemini, but if you don't, there's no way you can be like me. You have to be you. I was finally able to see all the similarities between me and my mom, because for the longest time I was trying to reject all the ways that I could be related to her, like even like the fact that she gave birth to me. I was trying to reject that in many ways. And now I was able to see all of the similarities we have. And now that I've landed, and it's been a few days that I was able to really process, I realized that I'm so similar to my mom. It's scary. But at the same time, I'm no longer judging that as bad or whatever. I came from her. I'm the continuation of her. I was educated by her. And of course, I'm in this process of deconditioning in human design. So I'm learning how to remove the layers of what's not me. There are a lot of things in our designs that are similar. So there are a lot of things that I need to just welcome from her. We both have fear motivation. And for the whole trip, I was just saying, oh, I know why you're so scared, because you have fear motivation. And then I had to take a coaching call with my human design coach for her to tell me, you have fear motivation too. And I was like, I do? Oh my God, I do. I didn't even notice that. I knew that, but I didn't. I was so trying to still during the trip to be so different than my mom, to put her in one place and me in a separate place, that I wasn't even seeing myself. And once I got back yesterday, I had this revelation that the reason I never felt seen in my life, especially by my mom, is because I didn't see myself. And if I didn't see myself, no one can see me. Because if I don't see myself, it means I don't see others, or I see others and judge others, which I've done with my mom a lot in the past. And it's very liberating to look at others for who they are, not for your judgments or your emotions around them. It's hard, but it's liberating. And then it's been shocking to me to see myself and to realize that I don't see myself. And no wonder that was always my complaint with all the ex-boyfriends. It's like, no one sees me because I don't see me. And learning that the world is ultimately a mirror, and we really attract our blind spots so we can see them. And that's the gift of people around us, triggering us, showing us what we don't see. It's an art to be able to see yourself, know yourself. And so here's the invitation for you. I don't know if you have a good relationship with your mom or not, but to have a good relationship with your mom, eventually in family constellation or in psychology, it means that you will have a good relationship with life, with the beauty of life, with the feminine side of life. And if you heal that, and one time this lady from family constellation said, if you want to make millions of dollars, you need to be friends with your mom. You need to have a good relationship with your mom. And I thought I would never make money because I will never have a good relationship with my mom. But now I do. And so where are my millions? Hello, universe. Hello. I survived. My mom and I didn't fight for 12 days. Millions? Millions, please. I guess I'm going to play the lottery in the next few days. Hope you have a good relationship with your mom. If you need any help with that, please let me know. I could teach this. Yes, I'm learning what are my skills to share with everybody else. Hope you have a wonderful day. And if you ever go to Costa Rica, just be aware you might be scammed all the time. But accept it and move past it. Oh, actually, another thing that was very funny, that I had to return the rental car, and it was really dirty with mud everywhere. And the rental car company said, oh, if it's too dirty, we're going to charge you $50. And I was late and it was raining and I had to put gas on the car, and I'm trying to get a gas station. I see the reviews of the gas station. The gas station is like, oh, everybody's going to try to scam you. They took more money. They cloned my card. So I go to this gas station and I'm looking at the guy like this. Everything he does, I'm looking at the gas, because they have to do the gas in Costa Rica for you. I'm looking at him, I'm looking at the gas, I'm looking at my phone, I'm like paying with the contact list, and it's like I'm looking, and he's like, he's thinking, what a weird woman, you know, like looking at me like this. I'm like, you're not gonna scam me. And not only that, I said, do you guys have a hose? And he's like, oh, we have a hose there. I stopped the car at the hose. I hosed the car. I washed the car myself so it doesn't look like extra dirty. And the rental car company didn't even notice that the car had been extra. I said, oh yeah, I had the car cleaned. So I scammed them. And I got my $50 back. Yes. So next time, if you want to travel to Costa Rica with me, just follow me on Instagram. I posted a lot of stories there. And actually, if you really go on my Instagram, which is Live Loving Living, you're going to see on the little story thingy here, highlights, I put my stories about Costa Rica. So you can see that everything I said is true. And I filmed the scam Airbnb all alone. Oh. See, it's there. And I filmed the cats and I filmed the scam, and yeah, it was very interesting, everything. So, hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. And if you have any comments, comment. If you like. And if you think somebody else is going to learn from this, my storytelling, share. Big kiss. Mwah.